You're listening to Celeb Stopover on your favorite station. My name is Ife Ajagbe, and today we do have a guy that is, first of all, is a winner, is a fighter, is someone that has been on the grind, and it beats me that he does not give up. So the person that we're talking about is Olawale Ojo. Olawale Ojo was the winner for Project Fame Season 6, and that was 2013. This is 2020. He has been making music. How are you doing, Olawale?
I am good. Thanks for having me. Man, it's been ages. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, Olawale, I think you have a very beautiful story. I think because I don't want to make you rehash all of these things again. So let's do this. Let me try to summarize it. So first of all, you're a student and then as usual for maybe public schools, public higher institutions, there was a strike at some point and you feel like, what am I going to do in my life? Maybe I know how to sing now. And there's a reality TV show, Project Fame, going on as at that time. It's not even on anymore. But as at that time, it was on. And then you thought to try. And you kept trying. And, you got in. And small. And then later, you just realized that you were a winner. You're like, whoa, my singing is not bad. And then you won the prize money. You won a record deal. And then you got a car. Came out of the show, and of course there was still the buzz, the stardom and all of that. And then at some point we didn't hear from you again. What happened there?
After putting out the album, the singles after the show ended and all that, I had to go back to school, finish up because like you said, I was in school when the whole thing happened, so I had to go back to school to finish up my education. Then, I was posted to Port Harcourt for my NYSC. So I finished serving, and basically life happened. I had to, do everything and just had to do that part and finish that part. Then, the struggles of being an indie artist. Basically, I had to, do everything basically myself, and we all know how expensive music can be.
Okay, so looking back now, do you regret the team that you put together? Because I know that if you get a manager, for instance, there's going to be a percentage that goes to that manager.
Yeah.
Based on whatever it is that you're up to. If you get a producer, you would pay. So do you regret, are there steps that you took at that point in time that you wish you had not taken?
I don't use the word regret because at every point in time in life, I'm sure that no one gets to a point in their life where they feel like, okay, I can never make mistakes anymore. Like I'm bigger than making mistakes right now. So for me, I won't really say I regret anything that happened. I just feel like I had to learn lessons because coming to the industry with Project Fame was just something that, it's just something that just happened. It was a sudden move, and you can't compare that to someone who has been around. That was actually my first time of even coming to Lagos. Do you get? So you can't compare that to someone who has been around, who knows what it is to be an artist. For me, I was just a church singer. I was just a guy selling phone on the street. I never knew anything about music, even my first time in the studio was until after the show. So I had a lot of stuff to learn, and I had to go through the process. And I feel like there are no shortcuts in life. So in a way, the Project Fame was more like a shortcut at that. So let me put it that way. But I worked hard for it. But in the industry now, being an artist in the industry is totally different from winning a reality TV show. So I had to go through my process, and now I know better. There are things that maybe that I did then that probably I would have done better, but I wouldn't say that I regret anything that I did, because obviously I was naive, and those things were like inevitable.
Okay, so now you've actually seen the glitter and the glam and maybe the betrayals in the music industry firsthand. Yeah. So let's talk about young artists that believe that the moment they do a song with, say, a Tiwa Savage or a Davido, they have blown. There are a lot of artists that go around with that mentality. What do you think about it?
I mean, I feel everyone has to grow through their process. Like at some point, those things will excite you. Those things will feel like, the moment I have a song with this person, I'm blown. You get, but over time, when it happens, and you realize that there's still more. You know, even blowing is not even the most difficult part. Staying there is the craziest, and we all have different journeys. We all have our journeys, and I feel like everyone has to, be at some point. Everyone has to be sincere with themselves. When you probably do some things and you know that okay, this thing didn't bring the result I hoped for, then everyone should learn from their mistakes, and I feel that's what like they say that experience is the best teacher. I feel everyone should make sure that whatever it is that they experience in the journey, they should try as much as possible to learn from it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's move a little forward. See, I have the impression, I don't know how true it is, but you have first-hand experience, so you can clear me if I'm wrong. Okay. I have the impression that in Lagos, transportation business is lucrative. In fact, I feel as if bus drivers have more money than those people that wear suit and tie and go to work very early in the morning, looking for buses going to Ikoyi. That's the impression. It's an impression I have. I think they do have more money. They are not doing a white collar job, but I think at the end of the day, they actually probably gross more. At the end of the month, their money makes more sense than yours. How wrong or right am I?
To an extent, I agree, because a lot of businesses we look down on based on the fact that, when you go to school, there's this perception that, okay, I'm a graduate, I have to be working in a bank, I have to be wearing suit and tie and stuff like that. And, sometimes you end up working in those places and you realize that most of your salary, you spend the money buying suit and tie and shirts. And and you see someone who doesn't have to impress, who doesn't have to dress to impress anyone, who just makes, maybe 5K every day, and you see them, you overlook them because of the way they dress and stuff like that, but eventually you realize that those people make more money. So just like what you said, Lagos has a lot of people in it. The population is so much that sometimes you see people on the road even after working hours looking for buses, looking for how to get to their, so it means that there are still not enough buses to even transport people in Lagos. So you are right if you say that transportation is very, transportation business is very lucrative in this part of, Nigeria.
Some of the people that wear the suit and tie would travel to maybe Canada or the US or the UK and be taxi drivers.
Exactly. I just feel that there's this thing about, I don't know, it's just, I feel until we change our mindset about the way we relate to people who don't necessarily have to wear, the best clothes when they are working, or who don't really care about those, the way people that do all this menial or any kind of job that does not involve you being in an office. We have to always treat everyone with equal respect, because at the end of the day, everyone is rendering a service, and as long as the person is not begging food from you to eat or anything, you have no right to talk down on them or to make them feel like they are nothing.
Now, the big question is, are you still in the transportation business? Do you still, drive a cab?
I do not, but hopefully one day I hope to own maybe a cab company or something. But for now, I know there's a lot of money in transportation, and I'm not, for me, business has always been a thing of passion for me. I've always been a business person. So me being a musician, I know that one day I'm still going to be a very, very big business person over time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that means music is making good money for you now, at least to sustain you.
I mean, I'm trying. I have a studio, and there are lots of other things I do now that take my time. So for now, and for me, the transportation business was just a phase that I had to pass through. It was just a very critical moment in my life that I just felt like, okay, I was caught between, okay, what would people say? What would they? But eventually, I had to do what I had to do.
So now I'm curious, Olawale, I know you released an album as soon as you came out of the house.
Yes.
Are we looking at seeing another album from you? Is that going to be a project anytime soon? You said you have a studio.
Man, the thing is, this is actually my very first time of saying this on any platform, but I mean, exclusively on this show, I'm going to let it out that very, very soon, like in a matter of weeks, I'm going to put out a new body of work, and it's just me saying enough of keeping songs on my laptop. You know, that thing that you feel like there has to be a level, or there has to be a certain amount of money I have before I can put out music and all that. And I realized that all that doesn't really count. The most important thing is the people that love you for who you are, the people that believe in you. You need to keep, putting out content for them to know. And very, very soon, I'm working tirelessly on that project, and in a matter of weeks, I'm sure it's going to be out there for people.
Okay, so I imagine that since you say that you have a studio, you actually do business there. Are you a producer too, or is there an in-house producer there?
I do more of. I have producers that work with me. Most importantly, I'm more into vocal production, sound engineering, and stuff like that. Everything around music.
Songwriting.
Yeah, kinda. So everything that has to do with creating music. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about the bigger picture. It's a global village right now. Everybody is featuring everybody. I mean, if you want to feature T-Pain tomorrow, it's not completely impossible. So who is that artist in the world that you would love to work with on a song right now, that you would absolutely love to work with?
Man, thing is, I've actually never, because I really don't get attached to artists. I get attached to songs. So if I like a song, I don't know, even if I don't know the name of the artist, I just keep listening. But now that you ask, I'd love to work with Sam Smith. I think I would love to work with Sam Smith. I would love to work with Ed Sheeran on the world level. And coming to Africa, I would love to work with Burna Boy. I would love to work with Olamide. I'd love to work with Fireboy. I mean, there are a couple of great artists. I would love to work with, I've done a song with Tiwa Savage in the past, but I would love to work with her again. Let's just keep it at that. But I have like countless artists that I would really love to work with, that I really enjoy their music.
Okay, still staying with the world, where would you like to perform? Where's the biggest stage you look forward to performing at? Like you would actually feel very good afterwards. Do you want to perform at the Super Bowl? Or do you want Coachella?
Actually, for me, I wouldn't. The size of the stage doesn't matter to me. I feel the receptivity of the audience. That's what matters. If I have just two people and they are receptive enough, I will give my all. Like I'm in a stadium or I'm in O2 Arena. It doesn't matter wherever it is I'm performing at. Even if, no matter what, I always make sure that I enjoy myself first, and that does not take a stadium for me to do that. It doesn't take a stadium. I can, sing to myself and have goosebumps and stuff like that. So basically, it's just I look forward to definitely performing at the biggest stages in the world. But I know that it's not just for me. It's not just about the size or the number of people I'm performing to. Yes.
Okay. So from 2013 till now, do you think your sound has changed in any way?
A lot. Plenty things don't happen. I mean, like my sound has changed over time. I can say that for a fact. And the way I see music now, what goes through my mind when I create music, when I make music now, is totally different. When I first started that time, because of the old buzz and everything, I still had the mindset of man, we guys blow, all those, and somehow the music was made under that pressure of, okay, we have to do what people want, we have to. But now I'm more in tune with the art, I'm more in tune with myself, and I know that eventually blowing is inevitable, but I need to stay true to the music, because music is spiritual. It's not just about me. I'm not selfish anymore when I create music. I don't think of my selfish interest. I think of what there was some time there was a time I put out a song. The song didn't have up to 1 million streams, but someone sent me a message that he was going through a very tough time in his life, and that song like literally saved his life. To me, that's worth more than 10 million streams. So I feel that the reason why God has given me this great gift is not just for me to make all the money, and you can make money from anything. It doesn't have to be music. You can make money through anything. People that don't sing make money through businesses and all that. So for me, I feel that I owe it to everyone to be able to pass my message, to the world via my music. So that is one of the major things that has changed about my music. Then of course the sound too. But I don't want to be the judge of everything. When you hear my new project and you hear the new songs that I'm going to put out very, very soon, I would want you guys to yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious about something. At that point in time that it did not look like music was going to pay, what was the reaction from your family members? What did they think? Did they think you should, what did they want you to do at that point in time?
Funny thing is, at first, when I started like music, when I started singing, at first it was confusing to them, because there's no one in my family that has done like that is a musician, or no, like even if you don't go safe, you understand, there has never been like a musician in my whole family. I'm like the first. So it was like no. My dad would be like, I beg, listen to all this. They didn't even understand. You get, it was on the show that they even first saw me or heard me sing. So but after everything happened and things were not going as planned and everything just, they were the ones that were even like telling me that don't worry, just keep doing it. You understand? They were like, and till now they still do that. They still encourage me and still make me, know that I just need to keep pushing, that it's going to happen. And sometimes it marvels me, like these people who say they don't believe me before, now they are now like the ones encouraging me to keep pushing and all that, and I really appreciate them for that.
Okay, that's really, really beautiful. Do you have any advice for people that are just starting out in music, that really just are passionate about it and think that is what they want to do?
For me, I would say that if you are just starting out, just learn. Just don't be in a rush. Don't be under any kind of pressure. And if possible, if you can probably have another source of income, and you won't have to be like, okay, until my music blows up before I can do certain things. That way you would be able to, stay true to the art and not just be under pressure to do things that you're not supposed to do, and not, when you're making money from, because I feel it's only in this part of the world that you see artists that don't do any other thing. They just want to go to the studio and that's the only thing they're hoping for, that day when their music blows up. And the industry that we are in right now doesn't have that structure where as an upcoming artist you can still be making some money before your career kicks off and all that. It's different here, but I know that the internet now has made it easy for maybe indie artists to still make some money from streaming and all that. If you have good songs, there are people now that are not like blown, but they're making money from streams and all that. But if that's not the case for you, I feel that if you have other means of making money, and keep learning. Don't. I always tell myself, I don't blame anything on any other person. If I have a song that maybe is not, if I put out a song and I feel and the song doesn't do well out there, I won't say, no, these people, they're no sabi good music. Now why? I would say, okay, I think I need to put up, I think I need to do better on my next song. Maybe this song is not good enough. That's how I think. So I always, leave that room for myself to learn and grow as artist. Because yeah, I owe that to myself.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Olawale. Olawale, I wish you could do this for longer, but the show is going on radio, so you understand. Thank you so much for being on Celeb Stopover today. We're signing out with one of your songs. You're welcome. So we're signing out with one of your songs. It's called Ikorodu Chris Brown. Why did you title the song Ikorodu Chris Brown?
Okay. So the thing is, I was just freestyling, just doing stuff in the studio one time, and my friend was like, O'Shea, Ikorodu Chris Brown. So I thought about it, that why didn't he say Lekki Chris Brown? Why didn't he say Ikoyi Chris Brown? Why Ikorodu Chris Brown? So I realized that there's this narrative about people from certain places, like Ikorodu, all those kind of areas. People,
Agege.
Yeah, they always naturally, people just tend to put them in one kind of box, and they feel like there are limitations to people from that area and stuff like that. And I feel like when local self will still become international, and so there's no restriction wherever you are from, wherever you are. It doesn't stop you from being great. We have the likes of the Ikorodu boys who have done things, incredible things, even from Ikorodu. And so I feel like your location, where you are, does not determine your greatness in any way. I came from Ogbomoso when I won Project Fame. I wasn't a Lagos boy. It was my first time in Lagos. So your locality or wherever you stay does not determine anything. So that was why I came up with the Ikorodu Chris Brown. Like, man, I'm local, but forget that thing. As I local reach, I know say I can still become global. Yeah.
All right. It's actually an interesting song. Like, it's a kind of song where you listen to it, you enjoy it, and then you laugh at some points because you made some, funny comments on the song. So it's interesting. I can't believe that it was a freestyle. It's beautiful. All right. We look forward to your album. You said it would be coming in a few weeks. A few weeks is practically maybe when Santa will be stopping by. So we look forward to listening to the song, actually. Thank you so much, Olawale. It was great having you on the show. And thank you guys for joining the conversation.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you've been listening to Celeb Stopover. We had Olawale. Olawale was the winner from Project Fame Season 6, which was in 2013. And is still making great music. Of course, we're signing off the show with Ikorodu Chris Brown from Olawale. My name is Ife Ajagbe. And of course, definitely, I've been working with T-Dot. T-Dot is going to make sure that the sound is very fantastic for radio. Also for video, you can check us out on YouTube. Check Celeb Stopover out on YouTube. Check the YouTube channel and you'll see very interesting conversations with different celebrities from different parts of the world. That's how we roll. So, and make sure you follow at Celeb Stopover on Instagram. And the really cool part is that if you also want to be featured on this show, you can contact us directly at Celeb Stopover. Send a DM. Go to Instagram, send a DM at Celeb Stopover. Or you could check me out at Ife Ajagbe, basically on all social media platforms, and send a DM to me and let me know what it is that you want really. If you also want your song on the show, please hit us up.